In my last video, I told the story about that voice inside of me that had me begin offering a practice for Wednesday mornings and have a silent practice. Hopefully some of you have taken me up on that invitation and you're finding some special time for yourself, or at least you've tried it once. I want to tell you about the very first day that I did this. On my way driving into the studio, the words came to me, "Whate'er thou art, act well thy part." And I started thinking, is that a scripture? Is it Shakespeare? I couldn't quite remember. I'd heard that many times, and I don't know if other people have, but I was under the impression that this must be a very popular couplet that was from my childhood. So I got there in enough time that morning to do a Google search and find out where that came from. It wasn't a scripture from the Bible, and it was attributed to Shakespeare often, but I found out that it actually was not Shakespearean either. As I did the search, up popped a story about a young missionary in 1898. He was in Scotland, and he was walking by an apartment building and noticed this etching that was up on the apartment building, and at the top where it said, "Whate'er thou art, act well thy part." That became something that really changed who he was and how he thought about things and the way that he went about his missionary work at that time. Well, that young missionary was David O. McKay. When I was born in 1963, he was the prophet leader in my church. Who knew that in 1898 that would become something that would mean something to me? The ripple effect of that is impressive. Though I was only a young child when he died, his influence has continued for more than 100 years since he saw that original etching. The influence from that sign that he saw in 1898 clear down to 2020 has become something significant. So I started to think, maybe the small things that I do, I have no idea what kind of influence that they will have. But what matters really is what influence it has on me at this time. So the interesting thing about this etching is that it's a magic square. Each of the shapes, the number on the side of the shape, going across, up and down, and diagonally, equal the number 18. We really don't know exactly what our part is. At least I don't know what my part is all the time. But doing that small thing adds up to other people's parts, and it becomes like the magic square, where something organized and beautiful can happen. There's a scripture that talks about the day when the earth would be covered with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord. And I've thought about that idea, like the waters cover the sea. That's so much water, it's everywhere. And it occurs to me that my little drop of water is what makes up this ocean of water. So from that day, I started to believe and feel that whatever I do, every day I need to add a little drop of love to that ocean that needs to cover the entire earth. My drops with your drops and other good people around will create an ocean of love. Another song from my childhood went like this: "I want to be kind to everyone, for that is right, you see. So I say to myself, remember this, kindness begins with me." I need to be kind to myself in order to create kindness going out. My part is not to do something grand for the entire world. My part is small. It is love. It is kindness. And it's really helped me to drop a lot of thoughts about what big thing should I be doing. I don't think it's a big thing at all. I think it's the little things that I do in my everyday life. It feels so trite when I say that, and yet there's something that has changed inside of me that I don't worry as much as I did about what am I supposed to be doing. I hope this little story might help you also to see that your little drops are helping to create an ocean that is changing the world.